programming is a method of optimizing operations with some constraints. The mathematics of finance concentrations studies the foundations of financial theory, including asset, pricing, and financial institutions. Financial institutions use linear programming to determine the mix of financial products they offer, or to schedule payments, transferring funds between institutions. This video presentation is about a prince who is eager to ameliorate their kingdom. With this, he needs to get married first as the request of the queen. Every princesses from other kingdoms present their information that could help the kingdom of Bridgerton. Along the princesses' information are also the discussions about the said topic of this activity. The princess that could give the right information that the prince needed shall marry the prince. Welcome to the kingdom of Bridgerton. Please enjoy watching, and I hope you learn something about our presentation.
Such a boring kingdom. Oh, there he is. Erickson? Erickson!
Yes, mother?
Son, I am getting old. This kingdom is suffering already. When are you gonna get married?
You can change my mind, mother. Marriage is just a waste of time.
Don't be like that. When I'm gone, you need a woman that will stay by your side no matter what. Well, if that's so, I am forced to give this kingdom to your half-brother Simon. You don't want that to happen, right?
Mother, you could do that to me.
Do you think so?
What am I doing now? I would like mother give the kingdom to that selfish man. He's gonna ruin everything. Right. I have an idea. Hervey announced that this kingdom needs a responsible queen. Let me serve as my other half in rejoining this kingdom, the kingdom of Bridgerton. With this, I would like to invite all princesses from all other kingdoms for a ball that will be held early tonight. The princess that give me information I need for the betterments of this kingdom, I shall marry.
Your Highness, Princess Samara from the Kingdom of Themyscira.
It's an honor to meet you, Your Highness.
Hi, nice to meet you, Princess Samara. So, what information you got from the kingdom?
Well, I am a woman who has a lot of knowledge about stock that surely help for the economy of our kingdom. Stock. Stock means a share in ownership of a company. There are two types of stock, the common stock and the preferred stock. Common stock is an investment security which represents ownership in a company. You may hear a friend or relative state they own stock, commonly referred to as shares of a particular company. They are actually referring to common stock. If your friend or relative owns a few shares of that company, they are therefore an owner of the company. While on the other hand, preferred stock is an investment security which, depending on the issuing company, can represent ownership in a corporation along with being a debt instrument of the company. Companies typically issue common stock to raise proceeds to expand, pay down, or pay off debt. When a company goes public, those proceeds are often used also to expand or reduce debt. Example of stock are 100 shares of Disney Corporation. Another example is if a company has 100,000 shares and you buy 1,000 of them, you own 1% of the company. Owning stocks allows you to earn more from the company's growth and gives you shareholders voting right.
Fascinating.
Princess Sina from the Kingdom of Maldonia.
Greetings to you, Your Highness. I heard a lot of praises about you from our kingdom.
I'm so glad to hear that. What information you got from your kingdom?
Well, in case you didn't know, Your Highness, I have studied at the most expensive university in this kingdom. With that, I hereby present to you this information about bonds. The best way to describe a bond is to think of it like a loan. You loan your money to the government of a company, and in return, they pay you interest for the term of that loan. Typically, bonds are considered conservative types of investments because you can choose the length and term of the bond, and you know exactly exactly how much money you will get back at the end of the term or maturity. There are many types of bonds. These are government bonds, corporate bonds, short-term bonds, long-term bonds, municipal and inflation-protected bonds, and etc. For example, a company A needs to raise $2 million for a certain project. It decides to offer a 3-year bond to investor to raise the money. The investor will then purchase the bond at the issue price, and company A will pay the investor interest on the money paid for the bond. Once the bond matures, the company will pay the face value of the bond back to the investor. Therefore, bonds are fixed income assets, unlike stocks. The percentage of interest is fixed in advance. Bonds are considered to be a safer investment. It is important to know that bonds are not completely risk-free and only receive a preference in case of bankruptcy. I hope those information help you to serve this company.
I hope so, Princess Sayuna.
It's nice to meet you, Your Highness. I'm Princess Dixie from the Kingdom of Dacia.
I am also glad to meet you, Princess Disky. Would you like to entertain me with your information?
I would love to. Well, I have this information about mutual fund. It's a company that brings together money from many people and invests it in stocks, bonds, or other assets that combines holdings of stocks, bonds, or other assets. The fund owns are known as its portfolio. Each investor in the funds own shares which represent part of the holdings. Mutual funds work by pooling money together from many investors. That money then gets used to purchase stocks, bonds, and other securities. Because mutual funds invest in collection of companies, they offer instant diversifications to investors. Example of mutual funds, it's a target date mutual funds. Target date mutual funds is allocate investors' capitals based on their expected retirement date. That would be all, Your Highness.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Princess Disky.
Your Highness, if you may allow me.
Why are you here? You are not supposed to be here. Do you really think a woman like you is suitable for the prince?
Well, your words can stop me from expressing my knowledge of the betterment of this country.
How dare you!
No, let her. Go on, Miss Princess Jean.
Well, I treasure this knowledge all my life as my father taught me. Home owning is not just home or buying or investing money in a home. It means much more than that. Home owning is considered as a life biggest investment for most of us. And the process of home owning involves interaction with a lot of people.
That's right. For example, the key rates of Deutsche Bank of Belgium influence housing loan interest. In the kingdom, currently the baseline is recorded is 6%, which means your interest will be 3.5% on a BLR. That's probably a nice idea for the kingdom of Belgium.
Yeah, we all know that home ownership is a crucial foundation for helping families within this kingdom with low incomes to build strength, stability, and independence. When families move out of substandard housing into a decent and affordable homes, their health, educational attainment, safety, and personal wealth often improves. Home of owners are generally in better condition than those of renters. Increases in household wealth are associated with better health outcomes for homeowners.
Thank you, Princess Jean. May I ask, what kingdom are you from?
I came from the kingdom of Dacia, and Princess Daisuke is my half-sister.
Well, Mother, I have decided. I want to marry a woman who is not selfish, arrogant, proud, like everyone here in the kingdom. I want to marry a woman that has the same intention as mine, that want to serve the kingdom sincerely. Welcome to my kingdom of Bridgeton, my queen.
My pleasure, Your Highness.